It's a great life to be a CS caster.
It's a dream come true.
it's wonderful with crowds like this. And a map like Nuke coming in with a team like FaZe to defend against Vitality.
Spinks close. Ooh, Brokey instant. Single bullet, dead. Up in the rafters, Apex and Flames combining on the site. These dual Berettas won't find anything further, and Rops is able to just flick one up to take man advantage FaZe. Then they hear that. They heard that. Brokey's on high alert.
Yeah, that was loud, but you know what's important? He got up.
And what do you do about this? He has no gun out, but Brokey doesn't take the chance. He's just throwing a wrench in the works. You see the panic out of Mezzy.
But he's handed the info over.
And he ran that. He's gone.
Yeah. So this is confirmed for Mezzy.
The same way that Mezzy gave info over to Brokey, Brokey gave it right back to ZywOo. Now ZywOo's got options. That nade doesn't quite find its mark. Man advantage for FaZe on a difficult T side versus a team that just cleaned them up.
I don't think they know.
ZywOo close. Brokey shoots, and then ZywOo's able to strike him down, looking for more. He's gonna slay both on the bomb site, fight towards main. Rops will make the difference. We've got Mezzy to drop. A lot of pressure for a player who's been struggling to get any kills, let alone a very critical clutch. Oh! But a flick out of Mezzy!
On the jump spot. There's no way. Versus Rops of all people.
That's a lizard flick. That is an ancestral part of the UK brain that just snaps to the head.
That's absolutely disgusting.
Elizabeth would have been proud. ZywOo tries his damnedest with the 2.
Oh!
What? Woo! On the way down, crash and burn.
Versus Rops, you know he's going to jump spot that so perfectly every time. That was his one chance. 10 seconds to defuse. As he goes down a hero for that one. ZywOo started out, though, with those 2 frags on that big flank. And he was so close to death with Brokey coming up right behind him on that ladder as well. And Mezzy coming in to replace Magisk inside of the ramp. Now, I actually think that this is one of the positions where I sort of wondered if Vitality could improve on the ramp. Magisk sometimes committed very heavily towards fights, and this map on CT side was incredible for Vitality overall, so there's still big shoes to fill, but that's to say that Mezzy maybe could add something, his own flavor if he's feeling comfortable enough.
Quick scramble though. Kerrigan's made a ton of space, and then he even dodges the single core peek. Look at the way he's gotten up into control. While Twist serves up the distraction from ramp, ZywOo's now got his hands full, but he'll flick over. He'll kill them all. A tap out of the USP to make sure FaZe stayed down.
Such a good slip through from ZywOo to get to the backside. Knowing that control door was open, he could have risked fighting Kerrigan, but think about that, the inventory of control right there. He lets control get taken because he knows Mezzy is up inside control, ready to fight. He knows he's gonna have fights versus ramp first. And he could have stuck in the door and played it very safe, but he committed properly. That's a great move. It's Mezzy and ZywOo complimenting each other once again. The English and the French still have a chance, Connor.
Yeah, we're trying to, you know, bridge that gap.
Yeah.
It's an uphill battle, but we're trying. Apex spotting a little contact outer. At least that it's not horrendous.
Yeah, that's
still
actually
not ideal.
Yeah, there's a nice tell for them with the one smoke first, knowing they're going to get close to it. Wait till it's prim and proper. Throw the second one across. So they could chip down a touch, but the map control is great. And Mezzy, I knew they would be trying to attack him because we saw a bad map from him on ramp.
A weak link.
Yes.
Apex activates from the back of Garage. He'll make sure Kerrigan's out of this one. So double man advantage for Vitality, but they do have Mezzy in the open, toying with him off the double door. Where's the split? Where's the help? It doesn't come. Brain's then cleaned out by ZywOo, who's toppled by Twist on the backside. Twist has to have a better map than he did on Vertigo. That was atrocious. And he gets off of the bomb site pretty quick. They both split, change positions, looking to take it down into an even fight, but that's not gonna happen.
Oh, could have been 2-on-2.
It's Van Dalken up next.
Twist versus everyone.
He's just wiggled his way out of the bomb site. they've completely lost track of him for the time being. He knows there's one still up towards ramp, but where and when does he get a chance to strike? It's an easy kill to Apex, but he can't strike Spinks as the swing comes through, and Vitality's 3-0 start is strong.
And they immediately fan out to the defuse. They kill Twist at the same time. There was a chance it could have got stuck anyway, but that could have been a round one for Twist. And I think you're right, he needed it, but Vertigo was not a great showing. Already looking a lot better though on Nuke, and Vertigo, we don't know until after the match is over how much that really caught FaZe off guard. But we can see, I think by the numbers, that it clearly did very much. But if we're talking about reliable traders, it's definitely Spinks. He's got to be number one. ZywOo playing great so far in the final as well. Outshone a little bit by the fact that FaZe, of course, I mean, he was shining the brightest. There was no way to have a bigger flame than that. And, oh, okay.
Give me heebie-jeebies with headshots like that.
Yeah, okay. That's a really big find.
Apex trying to cross secret fast, and
yeah, that's a big tell in the setup, but FaZe weren't ready to attack off that, and Vitality are not totally compromised to defend this, except we see they are underplaying upper right now.
Ooh, Molly on Spinks, that's gonna force him up, but good cover out of Brokey. Making sure man advantage doesn't slip away with ease. FaZe taken off of the rooftops. Chance for ZywOo to at least claw back something.
They're still coming at them outside. This is the best chance to fight back, and he will find a way to.
But he loses so much health. Meanwhile, Rops has been able to slither down to the B site, so a ton of real estate still for FaZe to work with. They've got the bigger picture.
This probably is going to get respected, surely. I mean, these guys have been the dynamic duo, but they're far away now, and ZywOo's so low, so I guess just happy to fight his way out.
FaZe went so incredibly above and beyond on that first map that we didn't need to lean on ZywOo. The desk mentioned Spinks could pick up slack, and already out of the gate, this time we're getting ZywOo up there. Gunning for an MVP performance. Of course, Spinks has been the player that's been hot on his heels. Spinks is the reason Vitality have looked so good throughout this fall finals. FaZe drops a bomb out of nowhere in that last map, and suddenly this is a real beast. The FaZe will answer early. Now they can't have what was done to them like yesterday. 9 rounds back and forth versus Complexity made this map look like a pain point for FaZe. They were never in it, didn't even look capable of stopping the North Americans, let alone Vitality. But a lot of that hinged on economy, back and forth, and limitations outside of individual levels. Avoid that, they will improve their score from last night.
Popular map from FaZe to try to run it down on Nuke over and over again, and Rain is the focus when it comes to outside. A lot on CT, and that's Flames and Mezzy going down. That's right, they turn the steam up all the way, and we've got Kerrigan back here. Actually, wait, he's separated from his teammates right now, and guess what he has on his back?
Maybe that all-important bomb. So this is gonna be a little sketchy. Feels like Kerrigan's kind of on his own mission, but he can also just sit there and wait and allow for his teammates to be freed up. You don't need to plant if they're all dead, and at this point, they essentially are. Spinks, he's caught. Yeah, the measly 6 health for Apex, who's been found out and stranded towards ramp, cleared. Kerrigan's issue, not a problem.
Yeah, that maybe gave him more chances to try to fight back into it, because they were wondering, why are they fighting us upstairs? They pretty much won the round already, just let us save. But now they wipe out all exits, too. Just another Kerrigan master plan, of course. But these are moments where Mezzy has to turn up, and you can't die holding the ramp like that. You can do damage and fall off. You can do no damage and fall off, but you can't die without your kill. That's the worst case situation.
How much damage can ZywOo truly do with just that one M4? It's cool to see Vitality come in with some kind of an investment, but they flubbed the initial boost, and that delay in the boost, I mean, maybe that would have been a fair fight. But Rain just doing work from the top of that silo.
Yeah.
Not the first round he's found opening kills.
Yeah.
Apex included twice.
And we look back on Antwerp at what I think is maybe one of the best Nuke performances of all time from Rain.
See ya.
T-side, CT side. There's a feast shot off. It is about Rain fighting outside, controlling it T-side. And on the CT side, roaming alone.
still boggles my mind that since the inception of FaZe Clan in CSGO, we have had Rain sitting on this roster. Feels like things change in Counter-Strike so quickly, but if one thing remains the same,
it's
FaZe Rain.
Yeah, FaZe Rain. Was one of the people who absolutely doubted him in 2020. Things were looking bleak. And then the pull back all the way to Antwerp, and as soon as he got back to LAN,
exactly,
so was Rain.
Yeah, it felt like the online era could have been the end of a few of these players. Somebody like Olaf, who's been playing just as long, comes forward. Lack of motivation, just doesn't feel the same, and a fizzle out. Not Rain, though.
Flush is saying he didn't know what tournament he was playing in sometimes.
Meanwhile, Rain still has MVPs in his back pocket. We get guns back up, Vitality trying to respond to this streak of FaZe rounds early on. 50% of the way through this first half. This defense certainly needs more. Not just in round wins, but at this point, utility. We're down to a single smoke, 2 flashes for the defense, and just this entire bomb site blanketed in fire.
Yeah, that's working. Look, they said dance. Flames is jumping around. Molly's everywhere. Down to 25 HP. Bargain basics.
Deep wall of
Low
smokes
util. Oh, and the outside smokes at 110. That is tough to have to stomach. We could see that Apex position ready to catch a lurk. Mezzi here to try to do some damage outside. But the cross is open for now. He can... Oh. Whoa, and they actually did try to catch this. They had 3 people ready, though, to fight this specific duel. Mezzi knows now, maybe they could be coming my direction. And that's the bomb, but...
Rain managed to get down secret, but...
Are they maybe going to go upper?
Options open at 40 seconds.
It looks like they're trying to get a kill first. Finally, they'll drop. They can't ignore the amount of map control that Rain has taken, even though spotted.
Flames leads on low health. Looking to be traded. Rain gonna make sure they both go down. No chance. It's gonna take Apex on the FAMAS to answer. Looks like cover for the bomb at the 20-second mark. Off the line, Brokey bullet sailing over top. But Rops, he has been waiting, and he will peek to kill Mezzi on the approach. Cuts off one end of this potential retake split. Apex has to wait. And it's not even a real chance for ZywOo to come through with this. So taking their time, slowly but surely. And I thought when Apex was deep on Garage, not shooting at main, that maybe Rain being heard underneath him could have fueled Vitality to a rock-solid B hold. Not the case.
Yeah.
It's Rain in control.
I wonder if there's some redundancy there. We had Apex behind the smokes in Elige waiting for someone to push through into Big Garage. But we also had Spinks, who was the one who got the kill from somebody who lurked through the smoke. Could Apex have used that opportunity to go and try to double up with Mezzi? In that rotation, that's where they needed the most help, and we're seeing that FaZe are trying to get to him, whether or not it's in the beginning of the round or later. Now, Kerrigan calls in a very complicated round here, right? It starts with upper pressure and the mollies, into the outside smokes, into the ramp walk, with lurks everywhere. So it's a very hard one to follow. But I think they did get what they were searching for, and that was confusing the CTs. And weakening the ramp, ultimately, was the goal. And money's just been very bad here for Vitality, so down 4-3 on 2 guns.
Rain's been very successful in cracking heads off Silo, but there it is again.
Dude, what the hell? How accurate is the AK from that distance?
It's a thing of beauty, isn't it?
Depends if Rain's holding it or not. That is so insane. Looking for another. Yeah, why not? He's on a tear with these bursts.
Meanwhile, we get a crossover towards red. We've got a lot of CTs here to stop it. Even if it's just the deagle of Spinks, it sets up Apex perfectly. Little flick shot missed out of Brokey. Rain's gonna keep on gunning him down. And as another member comes out from that smoke, he fights, and he gets shot right back. Watson Rain for all 5.
Okay. Wow, maybe we get a classic performance, grand final performance out of Rain. Kerrigan wears the Batman mask, but when they need him, Rain's also a superhero. FaZe saying this absolutely will not end in 2 as they pick up 5 straight. Copying and pasting this position top silo. Look who's below.
This time it's Kerrigan up top. Apex on the retreat with the pressure bottom silos. Got to make sure that he doesn't expose himself to Kerrigan.
This was a play that they used to do with Magisk. Now using Apex up front.
It works. Spinks able to push through Hut. There's an answer set up by Vitality. It's not just Apex trying to fill Magisk's shoes, but layers, and those layers take to the top.
They can't, no.
Oh.
That timing is insane.
What can Spinks get up to from here?
Wait, what?
But I mean, yeah, okay, he has the, I mean, where would you rather be? Inside of the A site or sitting up on T roof doing absolutely nothing?
Oh, there was just no one here watching for the Hut exit. There's an op that's now useless basically into this round, and a chance actually for FaZe to crush even in the exits. Spinks found an unbelievable timing, but maybe he was better off going upstairs. How could you predict that, however?
Even then he sees a player out on garage, can't do anything about it. Rain's just gonna lean back.
That's the crazy thing about FaZe, right? Like, they could have been going outside late, coming back into lobby late like that. There's no way for Spinks to figure out what's coming up next.
Yes, I mean,
they're just bringing you a new round every time.
Single kill inside a Hut from Spinks to Vitality feels like an amazing setup. They think they have the wool pulled over the eyes of FaZe, but instead, FaZe just creep into the A site, plant bomb, and close it, keeping the pressure as high as possible on Vitality. Again, Vitality are not the first team to take a map off of FaZe in CS2. The majority of their best of threes go to that third decider.
They like to get beat up a little bit before they win.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of relates.
It's just the nature of Vertigo that really, I think, put fear in the hearts of FaZe fans. But again, it's Vertigo of all maps. If there's any map in the world that FaZe are supposed to get blown out on, and who are you to question the resilience of FaZe?
Taking answers.
He's moving. Adaptation out of ZywOo, but a response in the form of Brokey. Up close, Brokey's op shines bright. Twist deep with the headshot. And that's going to keep Twists positive. Something he certainly wasn't across the first.
Oh, and it's like clockwork here.
Smokes fade out, man advantage held on to by FaZe as they're on fire.
They take this pressure outside, they pull Mezzy back out of the ramp, they look to maybe attack upper, but they keep options wide open, can drop secret. Impossible situation to synthesize for Vitality, and then they fall and they die. Their rotator now inside of the ramp, they know he's almost always alone. And Flames, as the second last player, looking to do anything, happy to take a 50-50 engagement, ends up getting destroyed. That is Vitality trying to answer the FaZe outer control. Winning on one front, losing on another. They don't get the sequence out of ZywOo. I don't know if there's a flash as he's crossing red, but Brokey's way ahead of it. Gets a much deeper angle after he takes Rain up top. That's a consolation prize. FaZe can afford to try that one more time, see if it works, because they've already got the value they looked for. If Vitality let it happen again, shame on them. If they get the kill, well, we'll trade it back. We can go on to our next level. And wow, FaZe, what a comeback after 3 rounds, 7 straight. That has got to feel good. These days, you can never tell what's going to happen map to map.
Oh, of course. I like to think MR12 makes things a little spicy.
Yeah, FaZe didn't put up that comeback, but it's always possible. But they're not a one-note team in that regard. They don't need to have a bad start and come back. They can also straight up dominate the game from the beginning as well.
This is a team that's seen it all. They've been in every situation.
Yeah. But we're seeing Flamesy die now in pedestrian manners. Inside of Mini, we're seeing Mezzy's rotations get pressured, but there's never been a double up inside of the ramp. You better believe we switch over sides. We get FaZe playing the ramp. They're going to have Brokey ready to fight with Flamesy at the, or sorry, ready to fight with Rops and the ramp at the right times. They're getting away with way too much. I think that Apex, as the second floater outside, sometimes primarily, has to be the one to reinforce all these different positions when he thinks he sees fit. It's going to be him and ZywOo, right?
Yeah, I mean, we see ZywOo be the adaptation. Pushed out to the red box just last round. Good for him, 1 kill. Out of spawn again with guns. Trying to put up some kind of a defense. What does the T-side have in store?
Sometimes the best way to deal with a problem is to run headfirst into it. You know, if this happened to FaZe over and over again, you better believe they would be double pushing the ramp.
No doubt in my mind.
Getting the trophy control, and then forgetting about it. We haven't seen that once from Vitality.
Just looking a little stunned at the moment, but listen, this will help. Apex as far back as possible. Oh no, it's an assist. It's ZywOo up from heaven, in fact, that gets the kill. And they'll tether nicely. From heaven and hell, we get 2 engagements versus FaZe.
Here comes the reinforcements, kind of right on time. Now, will they keep it going, however? They're 5v3. They could get complacent and still win.
FaZe getting a little rowdy outside, pushing through those smoke grenades, thinking they're going to catch the defense off.
This would be such a FaZe moment if they won this round.
Well, we know they love a 1v4.
Yeah.
The destroyers of North America. 3v5 is what it would take to keep this streak going within Nuke. This T-side still on fire. 2 rounds left to unfold. And Apex, well, it's going to be the first one, but it's just so costly for Twists in that duel. Down to 11 HP means now they need something else from Rops and Brokey. More pressure on those two's shoulders. Speaking of pressure, time now starts to add that little extra edge to FaZe. Your options limited, but with this smoke, there's an uncertainty for Mezi, and we said maybe he would get targeted as this map went on. Maybe his underperformances could be an issue for the defense. He will sit behind that smoke with no information. Flamesy reveals himself with just the SMG. Brokey's now gonna be too busy, and Vitality will lock this down. Yes, sir. ZywOo comes through, 3 kills and the assist. He is the difference maker to get at least 1 more for the defense.
Yeah, the spearhead, and he comes in as a closer as well. All points in the round. He had that barrel down the necks of FaZe, defending his teammates at each choke point, in the mix, every single step of the way. And he's somebody I haven't worried about so far in this map. It's pretty much the new guys. It's been sort of the rotations. I wonder if Apex could do more to call. He's got a lot more young blood in here, but if Mezi needs assistance too, it's on him to ask for it. And he asked for an op, actually, so that's that does take the edge off the rotation. You double up on the CT side of Nuke, and then you need to rotate less.
Flame's gonna slide in. He's in the exact same position just last round to close it off. The nade, he gets nothing. Twists, heads up, wins the duel. ZywOo trying to find his, but the fire keeps him back. He'll be out of this hold, if there is one, outside for Vitality. A one-off round, not looking likely as ZywOo and Apex hold it yet again. We get a slip out from Squeaky with an empty weapon. Spinx still adds a kill to the tally, but Twist is in the middle of what's remaining of Vitality. And Mezi, with that op up in heaven, is just gonna try to inch out. Twists missed the first one, but he at least has the whole picture clearly in his mind. He's got the bomb to boot.
Fall back covered.
They don't know which way he's gonna go. And it's for that reason that he's been cut off on one end, but with the heaven on fire, Mezi cannot press out, so Twist has created this chance for himself to pull off the clutch, but ZywOo's had enough, sits him down, and Vitality CT side truly alive. A little bit of an uptick, a response in the face of a FaZe streak, and their own T side up next.
Oh, okay, this one will be interesting. Who is your 2023 Player of the Year? I'll start with you, Shush.
I mean, obviously, Robs has been playing fucking insane.
I was going to say, I think this guy gets my vote.
It's quite obvious.
Yeah.
But usually it's an AWP player, so it's quite interesting. It's
that's kind of what I was going with the question earlier. Is like, it feels like riflers are getting a lot more of the conversation in terms of the star players right now. Do you think that's because of the kind of swinging mechanic, or the fact the AWP has been nerfed, like, or a mixture of the two? Like, is there anything or any insight you think as to why that might be?
I don't think there's one specific thing. It's definitely just everything in which adds up to it. I think like the map design, first of all, and like the nuke grenades, smoke grenades, and there's like a lot of flashes which were set in CSGO, which were, getting AWPers off the angles, are now like removed.
2023, who's the best player this year?
I think the best rifle for me, Robson. Best player, I think, Sibo.
Yep, solid answers. That's what everyone's saying.
For me, it's Robs, I think.
Rob's, I think, like in CS2, I think that's hands down. It's difficult to say maybe the whole year because FaZe had a very downward period for about 3 or 4 months towards into CSGO. So I think it's definitely not a lock-in, but CS2 for me, Rob's for sure, like absolutely killing it right now.
This year,
Yeah,
overall,
yeah,
both games.
both games.
I mean, Sabu hasn't played much of CS2 yet, but I mean,
No.
I still have to say Sabu.
You like
just
Sabu, don't
did
you?
CSGO and won the major and stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. Good answer. Blame F.
Yeah, I think it's easy. It has to be Sabu, even
That's
though
cool.
like Robs is playing good right now. And
I would say if it's
everything.
just CS2, we would say Rob's.
Yeah,
right?
maybe, but it's too short of like Sabu
Exactly.
hasn't played those
I
tournaments.
think it's
Yeah.
like 8 maps or 4 maps or something in
so
CS2.
you cannot
Can't
count that
tell.
in. I think Sabu for sure has been the best player of the week. Like I don't even think it's close.
Zawi for sure.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I mean,
He's a good lad, isn't he? He's pretty,
yeah,
pretty
he's
decent.
pretty good.
Yeah, hasn't had a bad run either.
Yeah, honestly, don't really have a clue. Like, I guess are we talking CS2 or just CS:GO?
I'm gonna. If it was a game show, I would say just 2023 full stop. So both. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would say probably Saiwu as well, actually.
In CS2, you'd probably maybe the argument of Robs would be up there, but it's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
If it's
yeah.
CSGO,
But it's
then
also
they didn't
such
have the
a
best year.
small sample size, and they've been winning, right? So
Yeah.
And I don't think you guys have been in a lot of the tournaments.
No.
So
I mean,
it's hard to say
So
whether or
yeah,
not
it's like
Saiwu should be up there.
just like it is IWU, but like it's difficult to say. That's what we've come up with there. Not the hottest take, but we'll take it.
And so it seems like FaZe do have fight in them after all. Vertigo potentially an anomaly in this series. Vitality's younger guns looking a little more nervous here on map 2.
Yeah.
There's a historic win streak on the line with FaZe. There's a chance for Kerrigan to lift a trophy on home soil, to add himself to the name of Danes that have done it in the Royal Arena. It's a lot of pressure for these players in the server. And with second half set up, FaZe's 2-round lead on the CT side looks to be leading us to Mirage.
Yeah, it could be very thin.
Looks can be deceiving.
Absolutely. And even though Kerrigan was 1-8 after the end of that half, his value was in the calling. Those T-sided rounds were comprehensive, they were thorough, and they put the pressure on Vitality to make those kills as easy as possible. And now Apex will switch over to the T side as the captain of Vitality to try to apply it in the same way. And Flamesy, as the opener, came out of Vertigo looking hot, needs to continue on with that.
Kerrigan gushed. Oh! Rops is even further back and ready to help out. That could prime Spinks perfectly. He finishes the little health left on Kerrigan.
Yeah, that's big. That's first rotation down, and there was a second player there who was shooting outside, of course.
Twist has responsibility right now. And it feels like he knows he needs to maybe get a little more. Can't just sit within sight and hope to stop it. But will his ambition cost him? He comes around the corner and Spinks is able to react. That's 2 Ts confirmed in lobby. They have the bigger picture phase. But do they have the chance? As he comes up bent, Spinks slaps Brokey down and Rops. It's a single shot to get it back.
But the bomb is recoverable. Rops opens the door. Position now known. Spinks, these 2 lurkers.
Just tucks in. Spinks goes quiet. 30 seconds.
2 of the strongest clutchers this year could come down to a headshot. Not worried about the HP.
But I mean, what do you do? How do you do it with the door closed? With a barrier in place between the 2.
This is a massive call out.
They sit and they wait, and Spinks doesn't want to wait any longer. Spinks knows he has to make a move. He wants that extra bit of time just in case. And guess what? Rops makes the wrong move.
Oh my God. And Spinks will quietly put the bomb down. Robs thought after this amount of time, it must have been the case that he left.
But he
it wasn't
still just fly up this ladder and rip a headshot off of Spinks. Hell, hit him in the chest. 24 HP.
But he came out so fast. Does he think he missed the timing?
Plus with a smoke on sight, more insecurity.
Will the early door close make a difference?
Robs was the one that shut it in his face. He then tries to play it the other way around. Robs silently getting ever closer, but he's not working with that kit. It would be 10 seconds, and Spinks is not going to buy into this. Spinks is going to double it back. Time is of the essence. And now Spinks knows that he goes for the kill. And Robs, you may find your frag, but it's Vitality with the pistol.
That was a majestically played round out of Spinks. That's absolutely beautiful. Playing it with the knowledge in mind that he doesn't have a kit in that 1v1, out mind gaming. his counterpart on FaZe in ROPS.
Sometimes Counter-Strike's all-out war, and then other rounds like that, a beautiful game of chess.
Yeah, that was chess, absolutely. And what could be a tournament-winning pistol round. We'll find out. It's Vitality who are up a map. FaZe have to go against it. Look at this round from beginning to end out of Spinks. And this tournament, man. What a massive performance from him from beginning to what looks like the end.
And he is ZywOo's right-hand man, nipping his heels in the stats department. That's a great dink. I don't know, where does that come from? What was that?
He was just spamming in front of Mini through the smoke.
Oh, it's the M4, the one M4.
It's Apex luck.
Get a nade out on ramp. Oh, no, Kerrigan.
Oh, that's a massive. I mean, he's playing committed inside of the ramp. They don't see anything else right now.
Trying to get util out, looking to use that 5-7,
So
doesn't even get a shot off.
There's two options that happen. Either the CT's mass rotator ready to get downstairs, but normally the way they do that is by staying on the ramp. That's the easiest way to get down and fan out into dark and cross over towards clock. So Vitality know they've won a very important kill and piece of map control in a round like this. This is actually like a reassess, don't blunder type of situation, more so than what are they doing now? They weren't talking to me.
Nope.
And this is going to be a quiet close, it seems, as they finally are correct. The window is blown open, but no one control side all the smokes that they need. And the plant can safely go down. FaZe just hoping that it ended up being a gamble back upstairs, but I think that it's hard to trick Vitality in that situation. Taking ramp with that frag at that tempo, I think everything made perfect sense to them.
Nothing you can do about stopping this one.
And FaZe, well, that lead vanishes now as Vitality tie up. But there's still, they do this on T side. I mean, that would be something special. Now we're talking about Rain on CT side. His autonomy inside of Yard as the CT player. His kills will matter a lot. We saw what he did on T side already. That half of the job done. Twist having a better map than he did before. Kerrigan's calls have been super sound. I think in terms of IGLing so far this map, Kerrigan's the one I'm looking at. Apex, I think, has more to prove. And Flames has a chance to show on T side now. After coming off a weak CT side. If he can end on a high note. It's one thing to do the first map of the grand finals, but he's looking for a series victory, a tournament victory.
I mean, I would expect nothing less from Twist as well. That's the beauty of the FaZe clan, is that each of these individuals could start slow, still have impact in the series. That's what makes their undying nature believable every time. And Rain will continue to just tap back from Garage. He did good damage last round, didn't catch his kill.
I don't know how no one died right there, but well, that's the one really good gun. Changing hands now to a high HP player.
Chuck it over to Twist, see what he can do instead. The shades of Vertigo and Vitality's approach, just grouping up in these silent mid rounds. And it's when they pounce as a pack that it does look really good. It's what tore through FaZe's defense in the first map. This defense meant to be better. Not really equipped for it. But again, Vitality just wait. They let FaZe stew in this pressure. With incendiaries over the top, things get a little wild. CT's position revealed as Fire finds feet. No damage off the shotgun, but the 5-7 will find it. Kerrigan serving up a distraction for Twist to go through, and it's a Brokey jumping shotty. This defense, with bare bones weapons, looks to hold. Mezzi given a chance to stamp his name on a round. That Nova changes hands twice. That Nova takes heads off shoulders.
Yo, that's a nightmare Nova rotation right there.
Vitality just getting up close, right? It's the beast that is hitting an A site versus these kinds of half buys.
Yeah.
Shotguns on hut, pistols behind boxes, and an M4 perfectly placed to support up from heaven.
They had two pairs of eyes layered on top of each other, just as you pointed out.
It's
looking down at Squeaky, waiting for that bust.
Yeah, just it's the distractions up front, and it's Twist to close kills above.
Right back in the lead, our FaZe.
Vitality still very well equipped. Ooh, and again, Rain is just pumping out damage outside, but he's gonna have to be careful.
No one died last time. This time he takes no damage back, 10 HP for Apex.
There's a lot of players outer for both these teams. That's a ton of damage though. Now Spinks is down to 13. Mezzi gets hit through him. Flames is trying to find something off Mini, but no chance. He at least keeps CTs back far enough that not only does he pick up this headshot, he's got teammates in position to jump.
Yeah, that's Ropstad actually. Of course, that's a player who goes on to ramp. So now they know the rotation is down to one downstairs. One goes down the...
Oh, he's got to deliver this.
This angle can be good, but it can make you pay as well.
Oh, first one's clean. It's his 4th of the map. And is it enough to have them stutter? They stall out. They hold for a second. And again, Vitality, happy to play with the clock. But they're going to have to play off those with health. ZywOo, Flamesy. Apex and Spinks barely standing. Oh, Kerrigan, he tries to push in. And it's that opening right there that could prime Vitality to tie this game again.
Yeah, and Rain takes his first kill on top of Flamesy, finally, at Mini.
They clear out B site, no resistance, nothing here to stop them. Vitality can go ahead and plant.
Brokey's literally saving. He's already back in the corner of his spawn, yeah.
Vitality find their opening. It's, again, a lot of posturing, a lot of bodies, but more so Vitality just getting into secret. And Kerrigan, he's not even given a chance at a multi-spray. If 2 players come around that corner, maybe he gets them, but, I mean, Vitality perfectly stopped.
Yeah, that looked so nervous right there. I mean, I like that, like, Kerrigan goes for the re-aggression when he feels like it's time. Rain stays outside to try to finish off his food, and Flamesy up top on Mini. And they stick around to try to maintain control of outside. I think we saw more fear out of Vitality in that sense. But the fact that Vitality can withstand that pressure and fight back and come away with a win, and someone like Flamesy can stay alive for that long and come up with 2 kills, I think that's a really good sign for them. But all that really tells me is this game's going to be extremely close. Not so much that Vitality are suddenly going to take this away. FaZe still have more to show. Lots of money left over. Brokey still on that op. It's this one. It's this one that's... This one, when you take Rops out in this position, you go downstairs, right? You know that he's out of place, and that it's probably Brokey opping the ramp. They can't be double pushing it, and they already saw Rain. So that's where FaZe's hand is kind of forced. And Rops takes a very good peek. Flames is just better. So they use the information perfectly with Apex at the helm, and they turn it into a victory, but they've still got to go through a whole new buy, and this time, got the double op.
Slight adaptation in the hands of Rops. Flames did such a good job off main last round. Every single CT was just getting peppered by him. Pressure all over the place until that clinical headshot shines through. And what a contrast. Again, we're swinging with 2 ops
Oh
at
my
their
god,
face,
that's
but
so risky to do mid-round. They must have had some kind of read right there.
with nobody else as well.
Yeah, he must have, I don't know exactly. He felt super confident, clearly, to make that happen. Maybe, yeah, could have been something from a demo. Seeing them peel back, and now Kerrigan takes another peek. And that's a lot of information that Vitality are getting without a death.
He's still trying to make moves, but Brokey exposes. Spinks catching not just the kill through door, but then the player that's maybe supposed to cover. Kerrigan's gonna try to draw it back with a frag. He will, and it's a softened up Spinks, but just like the round prior, pressure downstairs. Can Rops really stop it with the op? Not by missing first shot. He may not even get a chance at a second, but he'll pop the smoke to create ambiguity. Which side does he peek?
He wants to take a risk, but he knows they're going to take over control side, 20 HP.
He's stuck.
Oh, the flash is perfect to get him off the angle.
No help.
Final nail, ZywOo. And that's too expensive to try to forfeit, but he's giving it up one way or the other, it seems like. Oh, Rops on the sidearm, Spinks takes him down, and that's a massive round for Vitality.
Maniac and Pimp pre-game as well, just discussing the possibility of Flamesy going absent in map 2. That's something that we've seen in the past, and sure enough, this is not Vertigo in terms of his performance.
Yeah.
Spinks puts up a huge round here because he catches the back of Brokey, and Twist, anticipating a T-side peek, wasn't ready for someone to be stagnant in the corner.
Yeah.
It's Spinks positioning, crisp aim, and a 3K on top of this to put Vitality back up.
His consistency is almost unparalleled. Like in his role right now, he's so reliable every single time. And it looks like a great shot from ZywOo outside, but it's the risk that if Rain knew they were back there in that position, he would have never jumped up. So he must have had some kind of idea that they were going to fall back. He could call him out if that was the case. But he could have also done that walking up to the blue box, getting flashed in front of it, or doing it in a more safe way. Like from up there, he would have had to jump down and push all the way around. And that would have taken forever, right? Even if he saw no one back there. But sometimes if you don't have the info, you still have to play for it, or play like you know what the move is going to be. Whoa, this one could be for 10 here for Vitality. Not a single rifle available to FaZe.
It's going to take one of those heroics, right? One of those miraculous moments that we know FaZe for. Something that starts like this. With Rob's solo kill on ramp, it looked good, but then we get the immediate push from Kerrigan. He just ran through lobby as if it was going to be completely open.
Yeah.
No care in the world. And it costs him, as Rops then falls right after because it's Vitality moving as a pack. The newer roster, with Mezzi sprinkled in, another rough game from him, but it doesn't matter because Vitality move as a unit. And that unit's about to just bombard this B site. But what they don't know is FaZe is here. Not one, but two. From the corner, Brokey dies. Then the peek, out of the deagle in the backside. He does snap up to finish Mezzi, and he tries his damnedest to get to the solo door, but Vitality are gonna have none of this. Vitality will take their 10th.
Wow.
They are not making mistakes.
I thought they would get nervous and lose this game. After the first half, I thought for sure. This speaks to leadership of Apex. I want to hammer that home. I 100% believe there's no way he got his troops together, got them out of that first half mentally. Flamesy, Mezzi told him we can do this on T side. ZywOo continues to deliver. Spinks continues to deliver. He just worries about the other two and himself. And they put up 3 great rounds now in a row.
Of course, it was the half out of FaZe. Just trying to make that magic happen. But the sparks aren't quite there within this second half, and time is running out if you were FaZe.
We saw how good Rain was on the T side. Going up top, clipping wings outside. He is instrumental.
Could have a moment queued up here. But again, when there's one, you get the entire hive. Swarm after swarm, Vitality taking over sites, but then also at moments just sitting here silent. And self-doubt creeps into the minds on a quiet night.
Oh, they use that info again.
That helps.
But hey, material for a position. Brokey gets a kill.
Rops hears this. And Rain's also trying to piece together some information. They know that there's players crawling outside. Mezzi on the close smoke picks up a huge kill, but remember, this has at least been heard.
It's a distraction though, isn't it?
Apex is waiting and waiting. He looks away, but turns back in time.
Oh, another
Will
massive.
not let Kerrigan slip out of here.
It's another massive win for him over Kerrigan inside the lobby.
Kerrigan thinking he could get away with something fancy. Brokey will find the trade at least. Apex not able to escape the hive. Robs deep, finds his. And that's man advantage back for FaZe. Robs will even hold back Spinks. Okay, the desperation's here, and so is Flames. Lost clutches on Vertigo back-to-back. It's the one thing that he could not do in the first map of this series was close a clutch. And guess what? Time will decide that he can't do it again.
Wow, you got to give it up to FaZe, man. The fact that they kept the pressure on, no matter what, that looked completely lost.
Just leaning back, even losing Rain on Secret.
Yeah, when they lost Rain on
problem.
Secret, you think, no way. And they could have gone downstairs, but they did not. They were not cohesive. Just after accrediting Apex for keeping the troops together in these last 3 rounds, here they got confused, fell into the trap. But again, it's because FaZe are so good at cultivating chaotic situations and staying on top of every single detail. And again, Kerrigan, thorough but not strict. His individuals are allowed to make decisions for themselves. He proved that's the best way to play CS. And that's why FaZe are so sustainable, so scary for such long periods of time.
Yeah, but a round loss right now, I would snap FaZe in half. We see the limitations already come out. Forward spots. And again, Vitality creep. Robs was huge in hell last round, holding back, making sure Spinks couldn't get out with that bomb, just delayed long enough for the clutch to not even have a possibility. He's heaved himself down, but the moment he pops up, Mezzi adds one to the tally, and you see the immediate pounce come out of Vitality. FaZe are frantic to put up some kind of a defense to not get reset. Rain will make sure he brings one down with him, but as the fire pops, Kerrigan comes out, twists, burns to the hands of ZywOo.
Oh, what a big risk.
Man advantage. And Zywoo's gonna lay down smoke, makes it harder for the CTs. They just disrespected utility. They try it again, and it doesn't work on either front.
There's no tunnel vision. They dropped the smokes down, but they still watched him. They had 3 pairs of eyes.
That instant headshot over towards the ramp. Rob's dying, B-site crumbles, Twists and Rain can't get enough, and Vitality 2 away.
Wow, the dink is just not enough right there. He needed to be able to slink away. The same standard was held to Mezzy. If you die in the ramp, that could be too much. Even if ramp is open, even if ramp is completely open and no one's playing there, that will actually burn time off the clock. They don't have info, they don't have that kill. But when you kill the ramp player, then your options are wide open. You see the name in the kill feed and you know the setup now. That's too much. That's Rops' nightmare. That's FaZe's nightmare. And that's Vitality getting one step closer to closing out this whole damn tournament.
We've seen double op setups. We've seen entire groups of FaZe players outside. We've seen Rain try to do it on his own. We've seen the variation in FaZe that we've come to praise. We see them get wild on that Molotov towards double. If Twists could have just gotten out of the flames,
I
then
can
maybe.
totally understand why they indulged in pushing one after another right there. There actually is a world where they 2K completely ruin the setup, and then a flank comes in from the vent or wherever and does the rest of it. Rain was the one who took the best risk inside of control room, but then Kerrigan, Twists, 2 players betting on black and both coming up with nothing. They gambled for that one. They lost.
That last round, an embodiment of trying to create the chaos so you can thrive in the carnage that comes after. But instead, it's a timidness out of Brokey as he goes for the save, and FaZe are going broke.
Oh, every marble on this right now. Brokey has the op in hand, nobody else.
Earlier this event,
Rops at least has an AUG.
When Twists nearly lost the game with FaZe, he said, man, I almost kind of thought our streak was over. But we continue to fight with fire in our bellies. And so they'll need to defend it again here in Grand Finals. But guess what? Sphinx sees you coming.
He pre-cleared this.
Not gonna happen, bud. Brokey hits the deck, but trade's right there.
Okay.
There's layers on this defense, and honestly, MP9 exchanged for op, let's see it. Twists has put forward great op frags in the past.
Let's see if he can transfer his skills from Anubis, because that's where he really showed off.
Deep range out of Rops, holds the line to just deter Vitality from getting ever closer to this ramp. Last round it came for free, this time seems close.
They tried to dry swing it because they saw the op on upper, but now they see the second best gun of the round in Rops is also a scope. A great weapon to have at ramp.
Twists ever patient. Vitality limited. They haven't had any control outside, so it makes sense. Go ahead, try to swing your split. And I love that he catches him on the third piece of utility. Smoke, flash, no problem. Molotov is where Twist draws the line, but the op starts to get away from it. Twist sticks it in the belly of it. And FaZe makes sure that the fight goes back and forth. 4 rounds, none consecutive. This is where FaZe thrive.
Yeah, that's right. 1 round game. Like magic, an op, an AUG, and the next best gun being a FAMAS after this 5v4, and Twist.
Recovery.
Oh, the recovery, the quick scoop of the op as well on top of the trade with the MP9. The trades are there.
With that opening kill, Brokey getting caught without realizing that he'd let somebody get into the corner.
Yep.
No, that's all Twist right there.
That could have been it, for sure. That was such a sneaky move from Spinks. He sometimes does get there into the back right of Hut, but when Brokey went to check on it initially, already missed the timing. Then when he came back, he was definitely dead. And Apex is trying to conjure up a plan.
Frantically.
Yep.
As timeouts start to run dry.
Pressure is on.
Run out.
Full buy for both teams. Vitality looking for tournament point. FaZe looking to tie.
Initial molly's outer. We're gonna get a deep position from Rain. Contrast that to when he climbs up on blue box, gives away opening kill. Who plays safer, or who runs a risk that could very well pay off? Little clash on the squeaky door, no deaths yet, but you know you want to get out of there. Single bullet could have finished the job.
Kerrigan.
Spinks from instrumental to near non-existent.
Kerrigan got so much damage on that, but couldn't finish him off. A couple of times coming into the lobby, getting outflanked, caught by Apex, actually, not even Spinks. Vitality will shift to a new gear after getting shoved out of their own lobby. Oh, we were talking about a pretty broke Vitality here, actually. I didn't even realize that. Spinks is now on this Deagle.
Oh no, this is real. This is FaZe with a very real chance of cracking the cache.
That means there's only exactly enough utility needed for the game plan. Let's see if they can stick to it.
Every piece important. Each and every step of the way, coupled with a nade. And there goes a very crucial flash to main. They're gonna test Kerrigan, and Flamesy picks it up right with a triple. It's deep from Garage. He lays down the law, and Apex. Oh! No entry allowed. That passive position from Rain, not clambering over boxes, not looking for fights, but letting Vitality make their move.
Oh, after that, they got the 5v4, and Rain, all in one breath, puts the spray down, and the full house for Brokey here with the last kill.
Man, that last shot's electric.
And that was Apex's final plan. I'm sure he wasn't even counting on the fact that they now have to full eco to defend against map point. ZywOo, the hero AK of the round.
Come on. He can't be this good. They told me he was done in CS2. And yet, highest rated player of the event coming into his own, 21 frags on the map.
He's already picked his fight. It's only a matter of time. We're gonna watch this shape up in the next few seconds.
We've seen a contrast in Rops' results from getting blinded by a 5-7 and losing the B site to posting frags if he can hold down there. This time he's gonna play upper. Take a bit of a glance deep, but he didn't see the cross. And remember, there is a gun in there. There's only one ZywOo. But believe it or not, sometimes one is all you need. No matter where they go, though, the approach met by Smoke, perfectly timed, first on ramp and then a second down on Squeaky.
Yeah.
Vitality are just kind of being pushed back and forth.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't want to block the exec, especially versus the stack site. Rops is alone here.
And he wins the fight. Critically, that AK goes down. And you'd think without ZywOo, without armor, it's got to be impossible. You can try to rush that bomb site, take a plant, but Brokey gets overwhelmed.
That's the op, that's the bottom of heaven. That's Kerrigan now rotating in, door swung open, they heard it.
20 seconds. They're trying to piece together the picture. To steal the 12th round like this, I mean, that's taking a page out of FaZe's book. Kerrigan leans back and Apex has found the safe plant. Now they need a retake. But Messi, quiet across this event, hits a critical headshot. A 2 versus 4, but there's not even a kit.
No.
And Rain's going down with nothing.
Why did they block them? Connor, they blocked them from going back upstairs.
They could have just walked out Squeaky, and all of a sudden, FaZe inside that bomb site, just they rip flesh from bone. Instead, Vitality on the brink of taking 12. Vitality will have one opportunity to steal away FaZe's win.
They sent them back to Rops by himself when they had 2 people upstairs. Yeah, they get to show off that they called out their positions, but they didn't even have a stack ready for the site, the part of the map that was going to be open.
Insanity. And that's without ZywOo.
And that's without ZywOo, and that's without Brokey in support there. They weren't trying to funnel it to the correct location, and they suffer the trade. We've already seen Rops die 1 for 1.
Glocking
or even
down
less.
The offer.
Yeah.
Mezzi posted on the Kerrigan angle. Apex also slithering through site around the rafters, pulling down behind Silo, just perfectly placing bomb. Everything falls into place wonderfully for Vitality. And after having his dreams crushed by his countrymen last year, Kerrigan, with a mere pistol, will face back-to-back heartbreaks in the Royal Arena.
Oh, and that's almost looked tragic for Vitality. But now what have we got? They're in a king position.
The spam is fantastic. The turn back around, excellent. Apex continuing in this event to add frags, but Brokey's backside. And he will not play timid. He forces his way out, and they go down. That streak is over, and you have a new CS2 Grand Champion.
Oh, they did it. They ended the series for FaZe. Through all the consistency with the new guys. Messi coming up with a